y'all, welcome back to Life in the New Normal podcast.
Today we welcome Sandy Novak
from Los Angeles, California. And we're going to change things up on you just a little bit today as Sandy has requested a reading from Coach Dena. Whoop, whoop. So Sandy wants to know things specifically like how she can grow her business and how in the heck can she afford a house in California. We're going to find out. Stay tuned.
Sandy, I'm going to get into it, but what I want to do is I know that those are specific things, but what I want to do is I kind of want to do my thing, and then I will focus on that a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like towards the end of what I'm doing, if it hasn't already come up already. Okay? So,
absolutely.
Sandy, do I have your permission to get help from your guides during this reading?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Sandy's guides and my guides, please help guide us in the direction that we need to go. Give us specifics, name, places, things. Let this be a positive experience. Thank you. Here we go. Okay, Sandy, the first thing I get for you, do you know a Barbara?
I don't.
Okay, there's going to be a Barbara around that will have to do with business or something for you. What I feel like is with your business, where in your business is it very specific about what your company does? Like on
it is specific right now.
So what is it?
Well, right now it should be a lingerie line, but right now I am solely making nipple covers.
Okay. So in your website, is it say nipple covers?
It says Bitty Love, which is the brand, but there's only nipple covers shown.
Oh, okay. So I feel like that needs to be more prominent or something on your site that it needs to be. But was there something else that you were maybe working on or you were thinking of, and not for this specific business, but helping women is there a bitty cover for, like, let's say somebody who's gone through cancer or something like that who had to get a mastectomy where it has a nipple on it?
No, I've never actually gone in that direction.
Okay. Well, you might, and there might be an opportunity for you for that, and it might be something that you may want to look at to help you get your business getting more momentum. I also feel too is who is in downtown?
I freelance for a clothing line in downtown.
Oh, okay, great. Do they know what your company does?
Yes.
Okay, great. Have they offered to help you?
No, but I have thought about, I've also been kind of toying with the idea of starting my own clothing line. I've been thinking about it for years, and that company that I work for, freelance for, they've kind of sprung in my head about helping me.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like. I feel like you already have like all your platforms and all of the experience that you've been going through, and you know your trials and tribulations that you've been going through getting this business off the ground. I think the clothing is a really great it's really great to go in that direction. I feel like they will help you. Is there a Carlos or a Juan or a Jose?
No.
Okay, I feel like someone is gonna be there. He seems like a really funny, he might be a gay guy or something, like just a really brilliant personality, super funny, and he may give you some ideas as well. Is there are they called conventions, or what are they called that you could go to for
trade shows?
Oh, trade shows. So have you been doing trade shows?
I have a showroom that sells my nipple covers, and they go to trade shows.
Okay.
But they haven't been, I don't think, that prolific about selling.
Well, so what's stopping you from doing trade shows?
Mainly time and money.
Okay.
But I have thought about doing like Miami Swim Week.
Yes.
So I've been thinking about it.
I think that you are the face of your product, meaning that no one is going to sell it better than you, and no one's going to believe in it better than you. But in order to keep getting more momentum, I feel like you should financially put aside some stuff to do at least 1 or 2 trade shows yourself a year, and then have the other do them. But I think that it's the trade shows, and I just feel like the only thing that's going on is that you're not getting the opportunities. It's not that the product can't sell itself, it's just that you need to be able to get into spaces in order for it to sell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like, have you ever approached, those like bra stores, specific stores? Have you ever gone in yourself and asked them to carry some of your stuff?
I haven't, but I've contacted regular stores,
Okay.
and I usually get bigger accounts when I contact them myself.
Okay. Well, and that's what you need to do is they keep saying
Yeah.
is that this needs to be hands on for you. So is it possible that you could commit about 12 to 13 hours a week to doing all of this stuff on your own?
I can.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great. And that's what I feel, because that's what your guides, God, universe keeps telling me, is that it's like literally until it gets its momentum, you can't leave it in the hands of others.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I felt. I feel like every time I actually do it myself, I get bigger accounts, and I don't think anyone's going to sell it better than I can.
And you know your worth, right? And so you know your company's worth. Other people aren't going to fight for it because they haven't been doing the grind like you have. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's really important. This Barbara or a Barb, they keep coming up. But is there a woman in your life right now who's a little bit older? She might be in a kind of boss kind of figure or whatever that kind of picks on you?
It might be. I don't know if she picks on me, but she's my the boss of my freelance job. She hovers over me, but I do love her.
Okay.
But maybe in her head she's picking on me.
Okay. Well, maybe that, or maybe you're so sweet and you think so much of her that you don't even notice it, and it's lovely, and I think that that's amazing. But I do think that there will be an instant, because Mercury goes in retrograde today, right? So there will be something that's going to go on to where you're going to have to communicate to her that it might be too much.
Yeah, I think I already have in the past. So it's kind of like I'm teeter-tottering between being in there and being out.
Okay.
So,
well, because I feel
I might
like,
have to say it again.
Yeah. Well, here's what they keep telling me, and, they keep guiding me towards is, your theme kind of like for today's session is it's finding your voice in all of these situations, in relationship, in home, and in work, in the sense of you have to start speaking up sooner instead of, I'm not saying that you do this, but they keep saying is that instead of just sort of pacifying and going with it and sort of wanting not to be a pain in the ass or whatever, it's not being a pain in the ass if you speak up for yourself in a constructive, clear way. I don't find that you're being spoiled or you're being like unrealistic, but I do find that it's almost like they're afraid to just let you fly without hovering. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's like, I don't know, does she hover? It's not a controlling thing. I don't think that, but it's like, does she hover because she wants to see what you're doing?
I think it's a small, it's only me and another person and then her. So I think there's no way other than to hover, but she doesn't really control me. I'm a freelance person, so I kind of come and go. Well, but she's there.
Yeah. Something though, and that's probably why I keep going around, is something's going to come up where you're going to have to say something, which is weird. And then what is it about the coffee in the office?
The coffee in the office? There is none right now.
Okay, so were you guys thinking maybe go in on a coffee pot together, like an espresso machine?
Yeah, we've talked about.
Yes.
We've talked about a teapot or something.
You should do something.
The designer in the office keeps on talking about how she misses the coffee because we moved from one office to a smaller office. Like she just keeps on talking about how she wishes there was coffee in there.
Oh, so maybe you guys can get you can all pitch in $25 each for an espresso machine, and then you just buy your pods or whatever, and then buy those paper cups. And then who is Jeffrey or Joffrey?
I don't know.
There's going to be a Jeffrey or a Joffrey around you. But were you thinking about maybe applying for a small business loan?
You know what? I have.
Okay.
Oh, not a small business loan. I've been thinking about applying for grants.
Okay. So that's kind of like a loan in the sense of like looking for money. I do think that you will be successful in that. Yeah. You just have to go to the right people to know where to go for that. And then I keep getting Oregon. What is your connection to Oregon?
Oh, my sister lives in Oregon.
Oh, cool. So are you going to go there at all in the summer?
I haven't thought about it. It always is just kind of one of those things where I want to visit her, but I never do. But
Is it that you don't because you don't have time, or that you
no,
don't?
because she doesn't. It's not that I don't have time. She's kind of in a space where she's not wanting to spend time with me.
Got it.
But I'm sure if I said, "Oh, I'm going to Oregon,"
Yeah.
I would see her.
Okay. But do you have a space for her to come and see you?
Well, my sister lives there, so I would just go and stay,
Okay.
somewhere. I wouldn't stay with her because she has a big family, but
Okay,
I
got
would
it.
just go there.
Does she have
on my
3
own.
kids?
She has 2 kids of her own, and then she's remarried and has 5 kids.
Wow.
I think there might be only 3 in the house, so I'm not sure. But
That's
there's
so
a
cool.
good group of kids in the house.
That's a lot of kids, girl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my brother's got 5, and that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see this picture that you sent me of this man that you're dating. Have you been seeing him for over 4 months?
About 4 months.
Okay, that's what I get.
Yeah.
And I feel like
exactly 4 months.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of different than anyone you've ever dated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
in a good way.
Yeah, no, in such a
Yeah.
good way. But I think that maybe, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but is it that because you're getting older and you're able to see, like, it's not settling, but it is kind of like going, okay, my priorities have shifted. What's important to you
maybe.
now may have been different to you before, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, in a whole different way. Before I thought I was going to be a mom and I was going to get married, and now I'm not in that place anymore.
Yeah. Well, but I also find he's one of the most responsible guys that maybe you have dated.
Yes, he's completely different than every single guy that I've dated.
Yeah, and he's more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's like you don't have to tell him, you do this, do that. It's kind of like he already does it. Do you know what I mean? And has he talked at all about wanting to live together?
No, he hasn't.
He might.
No.
And I feel like it's interesting. Does he know that you want a serious relationship?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
But in a place where it kind of came out, but it wasn't something that I told him I'm right now ready for, because I'm just really focused on work right now.
Okay.
And,
just be careful to not say that too much.
that I don't want to live with him?
Because I feel like it's like you're kind of putting a lid on something that could either grow super big, and maybe you're afraid of it and you don't want that kind of, but then it's like, why date if you don't want something long term? I mean, why date the same person?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that sense,
that makes sense. I don't need to put that energy out there that I'm not interested in that, because I am. I'm just in a place where I don't feel that I don't know.
Maybe you're in a place that you don't feel like you have much to offer to the relationship right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that anyone who loved you or adored you or knew you wouldn't care about that, because just being with you is enough. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so, can I ask you what's going on with your mom right now? Is she in a place where do you go down and help her?
I don't go out. I don't go and help her. She's in a good place right now. She just needs a little bit. I think she's lonely. She's completely fine financially. She's, she's very, very healthy. She's just, I think, very lonely. Okay.
And so do you go spend time with her?
I don't go down there very often, but I speak to her every day.
Okay. I think it's important if maybe you try to start spending some time with your mom.
Okay.
I feel like, go like once a month and go for the day, or like go for lunch, or, cause I don't, it's interesting. I feel like your mom, yes, she's in all of these great places. I'm not taking that away, but I do feel like your mom's loneliness is deeper than you think. And we don't always have the time to keep going, oh, well, I'll do it next month. Oh, I'll do it in a few months. Like, do it now. Yeah. You know what I mean? If COVID taught us anything, it's about, we don't have time to, do it, whatever it may be in the future. Do it now, that's what they say. And then, is there a Jill around you?
No.
Okay, I get that there's going to be a Jill, and this Jill has to do with your friendship group. And
Okay.
I feel like something's shifting in your friendship group. So is there a few of the girls that you all don't hang out the way you used to?
I feel like I've kind of shifted a little bit, but I'm still friends with all the same friends I've been friends with.
Yeah.
Right now, I spend probably more time with the person I'm dating.
Okay.
And
Just
before I used to spend time with my girlfriends.
yeah, make sure though that you make it a good balance, so that you don't just hang out with the guy you're dating. Don't leave your friends behind, right? Don't be
Yeah.
that girl. That's what they keep saying, is that there's got to be more of a balance in your life, because if you're not careful, you're going to get depressed if you're not already a little bit depressed. And so
Okay.
you've got to make sure about not having the narrative about you're not where you want to be right now. I get that that's exactly what might be happening, but
Yeah.
you know, getting to where we want to be, the process that leads us up to it, that's life, that's living, right? So it's like, how do you deal with not being able to be where you want to be in this moment? It's like, okay, so this is the grind or whatever it may be. It's the process. So I feel like enjoy these moments more, because these aren't going to be forever. You know what I mean? And so enjoy them more. And I also feel too is that I keep getting like candy. Who's the one who eats a lot of candy?
Olivia in the house.
Oh, okay. There we go. So I'm picking up on
There's a dog
because
candy in the house.
yeah,
so
I'm getting lots of candy, and then I was getting the dog, and okay, there we go. And then I get someone named Elliot.
Okay.
I keep getting a lot of new people, so that could be from either you're gonna start doing the trade shows, or you're gonna go to some of these networking things. But have you been to a woman's networking?
I haven't. I haven't gone to any networking events since in the past 10 years. I haven't done any.
I think that will also be very helpful for your business.
Okay.
And so I also feel too is that are you paid off with your debt?
No, I still have a little bit.
Okay.
I
So
still have a little bit of school loans.
is it
Just
like
a tiny?
okay, like 6,000, 7,000?
It's about that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Okay. Well, I feel like it's like get that paid off, and then about the home is I want you just even today, because it'll be amazing to hear about this. I want you to get an envelope, and I want you to put money towards down payment for home, and I want you to put a date on it. So I want you to put the amount you would like to save. And I want you to put let's put by the end of 2023. So let's say let's just say by New Year's Eve 2023, you'll have your debt paid off, and you are going to have enough for a down payment on a home where you would like it, whether it's in Los Angeles or wherever it is. You have to be very specific, because I feel like what's happening with you in the stuckness about the home is I feel like it's like it seems so overwhelming in the situation that you're in right now, and it's hard maybe to see. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like all the semantics that go into that, it might be like, well, how the hell am I going to get there? You know what I mean? So you have to do very specific things. And then also too is your credit, where it's supposed to be? If not, then in the interim, we do that. And then you're going to get pre-qualified for a loan. And then you're going to do all of these things, right? That because I feel like the universe is basically saying, well, it doesn't seem like you're in a position to get a home, but I kind of also feel that that's probably the narrative you keep telling yourself. And so it's like, be careful what you keep on repeat, because then you may manifest it, right? So do you want to stay in LA when you get a home?
I do, but I have been actually thinking about not buying a home. I have the idea that I'm buying land and building a home.
Oh, amazing. But could you buy land and then put like tiny house on it, or like
I could
a bunch of tiny houses, then you can rent them out, or people can bring their tiny houses and pay you rent. Like I think it's like something like that is I feel like. Yeah. Because I feel like it will be an income property.
Okay.
So I know.
I mean, there's the idea of, buying land in Costa Rica and, doing something like that.
I know a client that is a land flipper. I never knew that was a thing. I'm like, well, how do you flip land? And then, but if you think about it, if you get is what they're saying is if you buy just land, right? You could always rent it out to, because so many people are doing van life, camper life, like all of these things, right? So it's like, it wouldn't be hard to get sort of hookups on it to where campers could come or things could come, or so look in that direction, because I find that by time you're going to be ready to build something on it, you'll already have the land paid off. Do you know what I mean? So like, let it pay for itself until you start to build.
Okay.
But let's pick between 3 countries. So we're going to go US, Costa Rica, and then I feel like it's either Puerto Rico, and then before I was on this session today or whatever, I kept getting Cuba. I don't know why, but Cuba, I'm not saying to buy a land, but have you ever thought about going to Cuba?
I haven't, no.
Okay. Something with Cuba, or maybe your boyfriend or something, you guys are going to take a trip. It's not going to be to Cuba right now, but you guys are going to take a trip together, and then you never really know someone until you travel with them. And it's going to be interesting. Is he funny?
He's very funny.
I find him to be so funny, and I find him to be so reliable, which is so amazing. And and I also find him to be attentive.
Yeah, very.
Do you know what I mean? And so I think that that's really great. Are you the face of your business?
I'm not, no.
Okay. You should be. I mean, you should be in the sense of if you're going to start showing up at trade shows and stuff like that, like, I think that it's like, I like to see, oh, wait, you're the girl on the website. Like, oh, yeah, you're you know what I mean? Because your disposition is really great. And so I feel like it should be. Do you have a social media person for your company?
I used to invest a lot of time and money into it, and then I really wasn't generating any sales from it. So I spend more of my energy doing wholesale. So I've kind of taken a step back. So no, I do not have a social media person. I'm just doing it myself.
Okay. Would you be able, do you think, to get like an intern or something for that?
Yeah, that was the plan. So that I've just taken a step back at, doing the photo shoots. It was just time consuming, and it just was, so much money. So until I kind of regroup, but the intern was the person that was going to be
which
ideal
is like really cool. I saw this website, and I'm going to find it for you and I'll email it to you, is that there was this thing where it's like you could put all your content on there and it makes like videos for you, and then you could actually schedule when you want it to post online, and it does everything for you, which is like super cool. But I feel like, especially now with Mercury in retrograde, I feel like maybe some old accounts that you had or whatever are going to resurface. And I also feel like, too, is that you should also visit old accounts that maybe you didn't get a yes from in the beginning, but they told you to circle back.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's really something that's going to get you in the door. And then I also feel, too, is that who's in West Hollywood?
West Hollywood. Ugh. I mean,
where does your boyfriend live?
He lives in he lives in Laurel Canyon. I mean, I drive through West Hollywood.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I don't know, something. There might be a store or something in West Hollywood, which they may call you. But I keep getting you in these bra shops, but they're it's not like just one bra shop. It's like a chain of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the one thing that I actually haven't pursued, is getting into like lingerie or bra shops, because I mostly in regular clothing stores.
Yeah, I feel like they keep saying, try it. Like, try it, try it.
I mean, that's the ideal spot for me to be in.
Yeah, totally. And what is going on? Do you have something going on with your feet right now? Like, what shoes have you been wearing?
That's funny. I'm literally holding my foot right now.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm scratching the dry off my foot.
Is it hurting?
It literally was just, that's so funny that you did that. I just have a little bit of dry. I need to
Okay.
put lotion on my feet.
Got it. That's so funny. Well, see, it just shows you how powerful the energy is, right?
Oh my
So
God.
it's just like
That's so funny.
It's just
But no, there's nothing wrong with my feet other than I need lotion.
Okay, so
or I need to pumice my feet.
yes, there you go. It's
Yeah.
it's what is that, a pumice stone or something like
Pumice
that?
stone,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I feel like. And then also too is like, has something been going on with your nose or your allergies?
Not so much.
Okay.
No.
Just be careful about changing fabric or something to your sheets or whatever. I feel like you're going to have a reaction to something.
Okay.
Like I don't know, and I get it like on your face like here, so just be aware of like new stuff. Like,
that's funny because yesterday I actually noticed I had a little bit of a rash on the side of my skin right here, like these tiny little bumps, and it was just yesterday that I noticed it.
Oh, that's so weird.
And they're not normally there, so I'm not really sure what it's from.
Have you
There's these
changed
tiny little bumps
anything?
right here. Not that I noticed.
Okay, just be aware because I just feel like that might become something and we don't want it to. And then before I keep going thus far, do you have any questions this far for me? Mm-mm. Okay, because I want to make sure that I get everything, and we all know that I like to talk a lot. Okay, and then I keep getting someone named Matt.
Okay.
And so there's going to be a Matt around you, but who from your childhood recently just got a hold of you?
Oh, gosh.
Some people are going to start popping up. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Rancho Penasquitos.
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat that.
I grew up in San Diego.
Oh, okay. So give me the name though again.
I grew up in a town called Rancho Penasquitos in San Diego.
So cool.
I'm still friends with people from San Diego, so I talk to my San Diego friends all the time.
I feel like it's like maybe there's like a reunion of sorts. Like all of you guys are going to get together.
Well, I'm going on a trip to Mexico with my girlfriend at the end of the month.
Oh, okay. So amazing. Yeah. But I feel like I see you guys. Are you going to go to a beach?
Yeah, there's a beach.
Okay. And it's like there's like bonfire pits or whatever.
I don't think there's bonfire pits there, but I think it's a little beach down there.
I just see you guys all though like reconnecting, like really enjoying yourselves and some dancing and stuff like that. It's always a good Mexico's always a good time.
Yeah.
As long as you got tacos in your hands. And I also feel like too is that so funny. I know that Ashley's standing by, and then like I pick up on Ashley, right? So I'm like, I get Kiara. No, that's Ashley. And then I also get Ben and a Brian. And so what is there that you are gonna have to do something where it's like giving a pitch?
Giving a pitch. Okay, well, I'm so yesterday I was approached by a cashmere line. They want me to design for them. So today before I was speaking to you, I was telling her that I need to send her like a pitch. What do you call it?
Okay,
like
cool.
a mood board.
Oh, cool.
Or something. So maybe that's the pitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. But I think you're going to get a lot of work from this. So I feel like it's going to give you a lot of work. Now, okay, this is what I want to get to. I want to get to your writing because I feel like what they're telling me is that if you're having a block about what you're writing about, maybe right now that isn't the subject you should be writing about, and you should sort of not change your whole writing, but I feel like when you go to write, it's like so much pressure to get out what you want to write. Instead of just allowing yourself to write, like let's just say creative writing, and then eventually it goes into what you want.
Yeah,
that's what
I'm in a novel writing class though, so I have to like.
Oh, okay. That's the pressure part is that I feel is that's happening to you, and then it's like I have ADHD, so it's like ADHD paralysis, right? And it's just like, and it's just like, I feel like it's like when someone has like something to your head going like, do this, and it's like, no, wait, or because you're used to your process. I feel like try to just go into it with the process of like, this is so exciting. This is something I've never done. So basically it's like, don't attach yourself to it. And what that means is that your ego. Yeah. Because I feel like your ego's too attached to being good at it instead of just learning about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like for me, I don't want to do something unless I'm going to be good at it, because then I'm going to be embarrassed. And then it's like, no, this is why we're taking a class, right? And so what I've learned for myself about Italian is that I get embarrassed with older people. So I've hired the little 12-year-olds, $5 an hour to help me with Italian, because I don't get embarrassed with them. And they're super pushy with me, right?
Yeah.
And so I just feel like for you, it's not that you don't take it serious, but don't take it too, like, this is a practice run. So I feel like that this is it's a really good thing for you, because I think you're going to get a lot out of this. And then is there first of all, I get a Travis, and you're going to call me back one day and be like, oh my God, girl, all these names, I met all these people at one time. But I get someone, but I get like, is there a cool guy that you met in your class?
Not really. I think the teacher is actually the coolest guy in the class.
Okay.
And he's
is class on Zoom or in person?
It's in person.
Oh, okay, cool. Great. That's amazing, because then you got to be social, right? And so, but I feel like, do you stay after and try to get to know the people you're in the class with at all?
You know what? Not really. I mean, I've briefly, like, I do try to talk to them, but it's, we go in there, we have class, and then we leave. It's such a late class.
Yeah, I think you should try to get to know the people you're in class with, because they may be having some similar struggles, and they may be able to help you with some of the tricks or hacks or whatever that they, did to get them to sort of be open, and the writer's block or whatever it may be is like to have it open. Because I feel like there's some pretty cool people in the class, but everyone just is like, we're all doing what we do. We just mind our business, go home, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're very talented. Everyone's kind of, they've been writing for years, and I'm the only novice in the class, so I could feel that I could talk to them. And
well, and also too, maybe because you are a novice, that maybe you're not as confident to start conversations with all of not conversations, but with all the writers, like to be like, I get that, but I think you're missing an opportunity. And then I keep getting blue. It's either the name or the color. So something with the color blue. And then also, were you thinking at all to, is your website like kind of like all kind of like a, like those when you're a minimalist, like minimalist colors?
Yeah, it's all gray.
Okay. Have you ever thought about just adding one color in there on like?
Well, actually, it's gray, but then there is blue sky in the back. So it's one of those things. I haven't redone my website in a year. So
okay, because I'm like touching my nipple, because I feel like I want to see the nipple covers, but like maybe if they're in a color, of course that's not the color they come in, and then that's like specified, but I just feel like it needs to be showcased more. Do you know what I mean? And that's really important. And then what about your packaging?
The packaging's done, and it's really good.
Okay, great. And I also feel too is, do you know somebody who makes jewelry?
I do.
Okay, because I feel like you guys might do something together.
Okay.
Which would be really cute. And then, like, in lingerie, how, like, if you do, like, there's that back thing that goes in the back, or, like, the tummy chain, or, like, something. Mm-hmm. You guys might do a collaboration. Okay. And then, have you ever thought of doing a pop-up?
You know what? I have... I'm probably going to do a couple pop-ups for festival season for Burning Man.
Oh,
yeah.
amazing.
So I'm planning on doing that, because I have these nipple covers that are like stars and crosses. So I'm definitely going to do one for Burning
amazing. Man. Because do you have any that can glow in the dark?
I don't.
Well, I think that would be so cool at Burning Man.
Yeah.
Right? If you're just like on your skates and you've got your biddy covers and they're glowing in the dark and you're skating, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Maybe you should look into that. Like, could you paint them?
Yeah. I couldn't now glow in the dark.
No, but
that's something I could look into.
Yeah.
For future.
Because I feel like that's a lot of fun. But, yeah. And then where's there a carnival?
A carnival.
There's
a lot of festivals going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's Lightning in the Bottle at the end of the month. I'm not going into it, though. There's EDC. There's actual carnival, but that already happened.
Okay, so, like, where do those girls use your product? Like, okay, you should also be focusing on those girls is what they tell me.
Yeah.
It's like they just keep
like
saying
festival girls.
yes.
Yeah.
Because it just, and then it's like such a thing of like, I'm wearing biddies, you know, like, I think that's like, it's amazing. And
yeah,
then,
I have two different customer types. I have the ones that wear the silicone, and then I have a whole different like festival girl that wears the
which is really amazing. And then I also feel too is that, you know, okay, how am I going to say this? I'm just going to say this, is that you're missing also your demographic of, I feel like your product could be very good for young trans who, you know, how they have a very hard time until they can get top surgery. They want to cover, you know what I'm saying? So it's like wanting to cover their stuff. I feel like that is something too. And then I also it's something super cool that's going to start happening where it's just going to start flowing and it's just going to pick up like this momentum. And I want you to have all your ducks in a row because I feel like I want you to be ready for the momentum.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And so just two more things that I get for you is that I feel like there's a Kevin or a Ken, and there's going to be something to do with business. And who is the attorney who helps you do your contracts or your things that, or is that, it's not an attorney. What is that is it?
I do have a lawyer that helps me with my patent, and I don't know if, I can't recall their names. There's a couple people. Okay. But I was,
Well, I feel like you're going to be working a lot with them. So for me, that means that you're busy, but I also feel like for each person that you work with, it's different across the board. So I feel like what happens is like with these girls over here, there needs to be a kind of like a different contract thing. And then with these over there. So it's just a different, you know, and then have you ever wanted to go to India or have you ever been to India?
I have wanted to, and I've never been.
Okay. I feel like you're going to go within like the next 2 years, but I feel like you're going to go on a retreat, like a meditation, yoga, like a growth retreat. And by the way, I'm telling you right now, this guy is such a good guy and such a keeper that I feel like maybe part of you is scared shitless, and that's why you're like, oh no, I'm cool, like we're good. Because I think that this one could be maybe your guy, but I don't want to scare you, so I'm not going to say like all of those big words, but I am saying that everything about this guy is everything we say we always want, but I feel like sometimes we're always so afraid to just accept it and we don't know how. So don't be afraid of something that's really good in your life, because that's what we keep wanting, right?
Yeah.
And that is what I get for you, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for you. Like, there's so much going on. You have so much going on. You get so much done. It's like, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Oh, hey there.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello. That was amazing.
That was good. That was a good reading.
Yeah. Thank you. It was so good. And your energy is like amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you, Sandy.
I know. I'm excited too. I'm excited to, I'm going to be a busy girl.
Yes, you are.
You are busy, but you're going to be busier, which is like really amazing. So would we be able to check in with you in a couple of weeks just to see how you're doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I love all your confidence and your disposition about it all. So I'm excited. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. That was an amazing reading.
Oh, but before you go, Sandy, do you feel like you got something out of the reading that is a subtle change, profound impact?
You know, I've had readings with Dena before in the past, and she's never said anything good about any of the guys I've dated. So I'm like, and I kind of knew this one was, you know, a good one. So it's just nice that she confirmed it.
Well, and I would say the subtle change, profound impact for you would be, you got to change your narrative and don't already cut off something before you've given it a chance to breathe and grow. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, saying nothing is better than saying something. And
yeah. I need to stop doing that. And I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the living situation and just kind of feeling that I'm not ready because I have nothing to bring to the table. And that's just a silly idea that I don't.
Yeah. And that's an us thing, right? Because that has to do with us and then how we feel and our ego and stuff like that. But I've learned as I've gotten older that you just got to go with it. The right person will be the right person wherever you are.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking at you and listening to everything I just heard. And I'm like, you have a lot to bring to the table.
Well, you know what it is?
So
I know
don't
I
forget
do.
it.
I just I'm busy. So it's one of those things where I feel like I'm just so busy that I don't know if I would be the ideal person to want to cohabitate.
But when you're with somebody else who's just as busy, they're not looking to you to make them happy.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's not an issue.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
And so I think that that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
much. I really appreciate it.
She was so good. And
fun.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you were picking up on my stuff too, but I got
I
so
was.
excited
I
listening.
was so excited and then I started getting people for you, and then I was going to.
Oh no. But the little entrepreneur in me was like, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, Sandy, go run with that. That's so exciting.
So cool. I
hope
know.
she does it. I love the idea of the nipple covers for the mastectomy for the cancer patients, because my friend that I lost a few years ago, I think that she would have loved that.
Angela.
Loved that, Angela.
Well, and then also think if you're a trans kid or whatever, and you're not comfortable and you can't get top surgery.
Yeah.
Wearing a
Those
bra,
are great
and,
ideas.
they're not as big that you need a bra, but you know what I mean? Like having that is a huge thing. And it's endless if you really, but sometimes when we focus on what we already thought that we had in our head for that business, we sometimes block all the other ideas.
Well, totally. And, when you just think of the product, when she just said it, nipple covers, it's like, okay, but then when you think of all the possibilities of what a socially conscious company it could be combined with, what a fun thing for all the options with all the festivals, I got very excited for her.
But I was excited too. And then I'm like, as we're talking right now, it's so funny because you get momentum, and I guess being on the outside in, it's easier to see all the potential, but we're not the people going through the door doing it. But I'm sitting, I'm thinking I would get in touch with like cancer centers and like, and even just to get business, you put them in like welcome bags and
give some away if she can afford to do that,
but you get in contact with people who make the wigs, and then it's all in this bag where you have like a bunch of stuff, and then but it's also putting really good stuff out in the world, right?
Absolutely. Really cool. Absolutely. I loved it. And, with her book writing, because since I'm a writer also, I was getting excited about the things you were telling her too. I just feel like she's such a beautiful little soul in there, and she just needs to speak up a little bit more. And she may even find like a writing partner in that class that would get some momentum going with her.
I was getting all these people, but how many times that we go into class, and especially if it's late at night and we're tired,
we shy just too.
Right after class, and we bolt right to the car, and then we get right home, right?
Well, and
so I feel like
writers are the worst with like imposter syndrome too. You never think you're quite good enough to be where you are. At least I've gone through that, and a lot of my writer friends have gone through that. So I don't know if she's experiencing that, but it's literally just being bold enough to put yourself out there, because everybody feels that.
Yeah, totally. And so that I feel that way sometimes about certain things. And so I just, it's, what it is. It's like, I would love to get a reading, but I can't read myself. Right. So I love getting readings from other people. And it's always nice to me to remember what it's like to be receiving the reading. Because,
let's get you a reading.
Right. Well, another success story. Right.
Yeah.
That was a great reading. I felt so good about that. It was so clear, so easy. It's so powerful. People are always so afraid of readings, and I always say there's nothing to be afraid of. If you believe in God, God's source. If you believe in whatever you believe in, energy just comes through, right? So there really isn't anything to be afraid of. Everyone gets so scared or whatever. I just think it's like knowledge is power.
Yeah. Agreed.